He said, I can't say your bedroom lights on it. How you come more? Then
yeah, you went controls.
You say,
control.
Oh yeah, something me shut that. I'll see. Anyways, 4:30, and it's time for us to get into what is trending and what has got the streets talking.
Yup. In Simpi. Like I said, yes. Welcome once again to another episode of Word on the Street. You know, we were having a discussion in studio just some couple of days ago. There was a rumor about our very own Ofoiwa in Simpi.
Yeah.
Like my point is, there was a baseless gossip. Yeah,
it was a lost puppy who just wanted to bark.
Yes, and needed validation for some nonsense. Anyways, but yeah, that one was a small one compared to this one that I'm about to talk about. Now, what is this issue about? Our very own dear Emelia Brobbey.
Right.
Yes, actress and last time I spoke about that her diss track, or no. So we can also add musician to her name.
Okay.
Oh yeah, what Tonyo say?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. She's a songstress.
She enters studio. She do something. Yeah.
And she is a presenter as well.
As well, yes. Now, she's been in the news for very wrong reasons, or they've been talking about her on the streets for very wrong reasons. Why? Now, Asem cry and Simpi, but some two ladies were doing their thing. They are fighting their own fight. Some UK fight too. Asem Tintin be between some boss lady and what's her name? Mami Kunedu. And Frank Nero, the Ghanaian Naro, I beg your pardon, the Ghanaian actor, also musician, came in and I saw in home gym. And so they, you know how it is when people are fighting, before you know it, you also now become the topic of discussion or the attack target now. And so
I think he was actually the center of contention.
Yes.
And that's what it had to do with him because one of them was close to him, and it was alleged that they were in some amorous relationship of some sort. Yeah.
And so through this, through the back and forth, they have dragged in Emelia Brobbey as well. And then they said some things about him that he likes older women. Yes, Frank, yes. And so that's how Emelia was brought into it. And then they're saying that she and him had an affair. Allegedly something had happened between them. And yes, now when she was asked or when she was questioned about it, she said something about it being extremely painful for her to address. So she's going to actually let the authorities address it because she doesn't know why this is, a thing. So she would rather let the authorities speak on it, or she would let them handle it. So yes, she did report the issue to the Kumasi police, from what I'm understanding. And Frank Naro was invited, so he also went to, speak on his side. And from his side, or what he's saying as well, is that from Emelia's side, I beg your pardon, it seems like he had a conversation with his friend. So basically he said to his friend, I've been with her, blah, blah, blah. And so that's the friend who's peddling it. So Frank is also saying that he never said anything like that. And so he's also filed a police report against the friend, to basically clear his own name as well. So now the issue is before the authorities, and I guess new things will keep coming out as we go back and forth. But yeah, this is what's happening. She didn't want any, I guess, no mud on her name, so straight to the authorities.
Yeah, because no matter how you explain it, it's your word against the other. Yeah. And you know how some Ghanaians are, they would even judge you before knowing the truth to the whole issue, and then they'll start acting some type of way towards you. Definitely. So I feel she just did what was right. Yeah. Let the authorities handle it by reporting the issue and letting them take whoever was claiming all these falsehoods about you. Take them on. That's all. Yeah, that's all. And that's what she's doing. She's taking them on. So yeah, we'll see how it's going to go. And I kind of like this narrative because
honestly, when you think about it, we have so many people who like to tell baseless lies. It makes no sense when you think about it. Why would someone, if someone had something to do with someone, why are we talking about it? Why is that even a topic of discussion? Why, we are all here through something. None of us were made in a plate or in a pot. So why is it surprising, or why must it seem like a topic of discussion, or, seem like even as a bad something, especially when it comes to women? It's always used to attack women. You slept with this person, you slept with that person. But then it's people who sleep with people. People don't sleep with animals, or people are not meant to sleep with animals. Why is it such a big discussion? Or why would it be?
People just like to talk, if you ask me. I mean, and then the same people who go about talking about other people's stuff are the ones who are sinning differently or doing even worse,
definitely,
in their own the comforts of their home or their closet.
That's true.
So I mean, no matter what it is, people will talk, and it so happens to get worse when you are in the limelight. They will talk about you, and they would not even bother to find out whether it is true or not. They'll just be out there saying what it is, whatever it is that they want to say. So that's just human nature for you.
Definitely, I
so
get
if
that.
you can, you take them on and put them right. There are some situations where you just, pay no mind to them. It will die down.
It will,
because some people will just come at you because they want some form of traction that is associated with coming for you or with your name.
That's
and
true.
the more you pay attention to them, the more they ride on that fame, and then it helps them. At the end of the day, you might end up dragging yourself into the mud with them, which is very unnecessary. So in certain situations, I would say that, let the laws take its course. Report to the authorities, and then let them take them on. That's it. And then the ones that you feel you can address yourself, you do so once, and then that's it. Otherwise, pay no mind to it.
True. But I like the fact that she did what she did. Maybe, just maybe, some of the young ones watching or paying attention to things like this would maybe learn a lesson. Or maybe some of the people who are facing things like this will also learn their lesson and decide to take it to the authorities, because the law is actually on your side when false things are said about you. So if you have your proof and whatever else, if something is being said about you and it's a lie and it's ruining your reputation and your everyday routine or whatever, even if it's just giving you stress, or it made you think and you panicked or you cried, it's reportable. You can report it, and maybe when we have enough people being reported, maybe other people too will learn that, this is not cool, and then we would have a sane society where people actually just say what they are meant to say and not the other things. Anyway, and all right, so the next person we're talking about today is our very own Kalybos. Kalybos has been things have been quiet around him because he got married recently last year. I think it's almost 2 days after his first year anniversary. On the 10th was his first year, and today being the 12th, so it's 2 days. So he's still in that, I guess, for some people, honeymoon phase, the day. Why have you noticed how he's become like Chofo kakra? Our pie won't say why fresh. The fresher is getting worse. Basically. So, and he sat down with some ladies on a podcast called Girls Aloud, and it's not out yet, but then what he said is being pushed on social media, and that has brought up a discussion on social media. And what he said, or the thing that is actually being highlighted, is his past relationship. Now, I don't know if a lot of people know, but then apparently he was in a relationship with a lady for 5 years. 5 years is a long time. 5 years. 5 years. But then, for people who knew about the relationship, when they saw, him getting married last year, some people were like, I thought, like, a double take, like, but, it shocked a lot of people because the other relationship was out there as well. It wasn't technically hidden. So people knew about her. And, he didn't end up marrying her. So then the ladies actually moved to him on the podcast like, yo, why? You dated this girl for 5 years from Poma, and you dated her for 5 years. What happened? Why didn't you marry her? Because everybody felt that this would it was one of those relationships, like I said, it wasn't hidden. Once in a while, a picture or something drops here and there. It makes you say that, oh God, that kind of pictures that will make you question God, like, hey God, I might know your daughter. You understand? Charlie, pressure day. Because I remember I saw some video on her birthday.
Whose birthday?
The lady's birthday, from Former's birthday. It was Kalybos. Anyway, he knows how to pamper, I guess. Yeah, because I was like, hey God, Dabenda. Because
good to know. And so you
everybody,
put 5 years, so it should
5 years, and it was nice. So why didn't he end in marriage? You understand? But he is saying that, well, sometimes, the fact that it's long doesn't necessarily mean you have to marry the person, especially when you start to notice or you see that certain things are not what you expect, or it's not going the kind of way you plan for it to go. You don't agree with certain things, basically. And so they asked him like, okay, so are you saying things didn't go the way you expected it to go, or it wasn't going the way you wanted it to go? And he said yes. How the explanation is yet to come. Maybe he will give us, maybe he won't give us, but he said yes, and it's understandable. But then another thing caught my attention. They asked him, so the lady you married, apparently, she's also from outside, but diasporan girl, Boga, Walande, fresh, she has money. So then they moved to him like, is it because this girl has money or what? And Kalybos, being Kalybos, said we're very straight faced. You don't even know whether he's being serious or not. He's like, yeah, she has money. She's very rich.
No, I mean, if you would base my marriage, exactly, yeah. But this is what I would say about the long-term relationships and all of that. When people set out to date, I feel right from the get-go, for women, before they even take it an extra further from just platonic friendships or relationships, is because they see a future with you. Yes. Before they even let you in like proper. When I say let you in, I know you know what I mean. So she knows that this is my person. This is who I want to build with. And so let's take it from here. Let's see where it goes. I don't think any woman, or maybe majority of them, that's how they think. There are people who set out and say they don't want to get married. So there's them as well. But majority, they set out, I like this guy. I want to be with him. I want to build with him. So this is what we are doing. We are aiming for the future. And a man is able to tell at least within the first 2-3 months if you are his type of girl. And the person he would want to mother his children and live with. Latest, or the fathers, it would take them to decide is like 6 months. Sometimes when we get into the relationship, we tend to drag things when we realize that it's not going well, because we expect that we are going to be able to change the individual to suit us or to fit that perfect picture that we have planned. And so we drag things for ourselves. So a year has elapsed. 3 months, you are seeing red flags. You're saying that, it will turn green. You tell yourself, it's turning a bit blue, so it's not too far from turning green. 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, it's not working. But at that time, too much has gone into the relationship, body, soul, spirit, emotions. So it becomes difficult to detach from it. And so you keep you keep staying in there, thinking and hoping that things turn around.
Yeah.
And trust me, 3 years, if you're still not in the same space, spiritually, physically, mentally, emotionally, if you're not in the same space after 3 years, then you know that you're just there because you don't want to be alone, or you're scared of what you're going to find out there. But trust me, at that time you know either of you have checked out of the relationship. So you're probably just waiting to get the next person that is suitable, because some people, no matter how you want to hide it, are very scared of being alone and being by themselves. So some people, you would say that when you get out of relationships, you don't heal, you just jump into another one. It's because they're too scared to be alone. So before they leave this one, even though they've checked out emotionally, they would still stay there until they found the next candidate, and then they move on and transfer all of that emotions to the next person. But for them to take time to heal, no. So trust me, in 3 years, if after 3 years you guys are not in the same space mentally, emotionally, physically, and whatever, financially, spiritually, then it means that you just do not want to let go of that bond, because again, you're thinking about all the time wasted. And trust me, starting afresh is difficult. Right now, talking stage is the most boring thing.
My God.
I mean,
oh my God. Oh my God.
So I get it.
The talking stage.
I get it. And so it will we drag it instead of parting ways in a very beautiful and in an amicable way. We will rather stay and drag it, hoping that something will magically just spark up the flame that was lost and bring things back on the right track. And it seldom happens. There are people who are able to find their way back to each other. Even in marriages, it happens. You grow apart, and then you're able to
come back
consciously and very
it's a lot of hard work.
You're very particular and intentional. Thank you. That's the word I was looking for. And you get back into it. Otherwise, you just be wasting each other's time. That's what most of them do. So now you've wasted 5 years of each other's lives, right? And you're too scared to let go. Now, the person who checked out 3 years ago or 4 years or even maybe 6 months into the relationship, but was holding on because he didn't want to appear as, oh, he used me or he played me, whatever, has found someone, built a great relationship over the period. They are now ready. They move on, and now everybody is saying that, oh, he used her. Meanwhile, both of you were using each other and wasting each other's time.
That's true.
So I feel like we should just be able to be confident and also be truthful with ourselves and with our partners, and know when the time is up and you realize that this thing is truly not working. Part ways. It's better to stay friends than stay enemies after dragging, because after wasting 6 years of each other's time, how can we be friends?
That's true.
You can't get back to being friends.
That's true. You can't get back to that same.
And trust me, I would always say that a broken relationship is better than a broken marriage. So if it's not working, walk out of it. Stay friends, cordial friends, if you will. If you can't, it's fine. You can part ways, but you're not enemies. In future, if your paths cross, hi, remove.
Even for business reasons, there are so many things.
Because for you to be with a person for 3 years, the person knows something about you. Sometimes you even need someone to talk to that would understand. And the only person you can think of is an ex, because that person knows you too well, and you know that this is someone I can speak to about this. But because of how you parted, now you can't even go to the person for help. And I'm not saying that keep your exes around you. It depends on the kind of relation and if you are able to build boundaries. People do not know how to build boundaries, and so they will let their exes come in and disrespect whoever they are with at that moment. That's something you can't call me when I'm in my man's house. We are done. You need me, text me, I'll see you later, I'll respond if I need to. Honestly, true. So let's stop this whole habit of me. I'm speaking out of experience.
5 years,
no, 6 actually, but it's okay. But so you see, you get to that point where so what happened for me was one morning I woke up in the mirror. I'm looking in the mirror and I'm like, is this how I want the rest of my life to be? Because this is something you're about to get into, and it's going to be a forever thing. If you can't deal with it now and it's not about to change, are you sure you can do it for the rest of your life? And reality hits me at that point. And then I realized how much I had wasted time. 6 whole years. Meanwhile, you knew it ended about 2-3 years ago. So why were you still there? Because of attachment reasons. Because you felt that whole thing we say about the devil you know is better than sometimes the angel you don't know is better.
The angel you don't know is always going to be better than the devil, because it's an angel. It's just what it is. It's just that sometimes the devils also wear angel clothing, and then you mistake them for angels, but they are not really angels. They are really just devils.
That's true.
But then an angel will always be an angel.
So let's just be honest with ourselves. And I always say this, see, no matter how deep we are or how far gone we are, the moment you fall out of love with me, let me know. Don't pity me. Don't feel sorry for me because you feel Ofo is a big baby. So if I tell her this, she's going, no, I would rather you tell me that I have fallen out of love for you, and maybe we can work to get it back. Cool. If we can't, let's not waste each other's time. Because then the moment you're out, you fall out of love with a person, everything else you do is out of pity. And sometimes unconsciously you hurt them. You say things, but your actions say differently. Because that's your reality.
You're not in love anymore.
You understand? So you're saying things that you feel the person wants to hear, and not doing what you should be doing if you truly are with this person.
Sometimes you even start to see them as like you said, with pity, but that whole they start to irritate you, but then you decide like, okay, let me hold it because they haven't really done much, or they haven't offended me, and my anger is not justified, and so you now have to hold on to your anger,
and that is when you would say, babe, I love you and everything, but your actions would be like, don't touch me kind of thing. You understand? I beg you.
Or you say, babe, I love you, and they say it real fast, like, me too. There's no, they're not looking in your eyes, and like,
you will say I love you, and they will say love you too.
Ooh, have you heard this one? I love you, and I'm percent power.
That one, if you come, the person wanted to hear business.
And
No, but honestly, if we don't start having these conversations, even with ourselves and among our friend groups, we'll keep wasting time.
That is true.
And like I said, many girls, a lot of ladies do not go into relationships hoping, and key word is a lot of ladies. Majority of us do not go into relationships hoping for 3 months, 6 months. No. They go in with a full term. So you realize that she's in so deep. And people who love genuinely in love with their all, you start, if you are the type who came to play, you start getting scared because you feel like, hey, Charlie, she's doing too much.
That's very true.
That's because she's all in.
She's locked in.
Because you're not, and you're just here to waste her time and play with her, you feel like she's doing too much.
Yes. Or they relax and enjoy the too much, and then later on go to somebody else who would be, how will I say, in their soft life era. And I've never understood that. Let's even talk about that side for a bit. And no. Like you meet men, or you see stories where the man is struggling and the woman is like, you know what, okay, I've got it, so I can help you. She encourages him, pushes him, blah blah blah. Then he gets to a certain place and he's like, you know what, I'm sorted. I don't need a woman who would provide or help me. That was never
love.
That was yes.
It was more of help me finish my course. You were a means to an end for them.
Exactly.
It can never be love. Because you can't tell me that you love me and I'm breaking my back to support you, and just when you got to a higher level or you stood on a higher ground, now you realize that I'm not it. You knew right from the get-go, but you were with me because of the benefits.
And
that's why yesterday, for instance, I was saying that you men, most men or some men are the worst gold diggers there is or there can ever be, but then they are so quick to point women as gold. Where are you space?
May you was me, I foresee your face, this thing that you talk
do you
see? And it's always man when no get gold that is always saying that somebody is a gold digger. Meanwhile, what are you doing? Are you not a gold digger? Cannot cry. The man to dig.
Or cannot cry. Send you go beg bruised. Why should he? He won't.
it's amazing to me when someone says something against someone like, oh, maybe this girl will pesika. But what hono? You don't, why are you not looking for some watch it like obia onisike? Also pedada but we'll say girl no odisika dodo. Who person odi day? Make it make sense.
Honestly, I mean, see, all I would say is we have heard of people who have been with others for like 10 years and more, but it never ended in a marriage. They stayed together, whatever, each, but then trust me, the next minute they meet someone 6 months, 8 months, a year, and they are settling down with the person. So trust me, it didn't mean that maybe rarely will it be that right from the get-go they did not love you at all, but there has to be something for you to want to commit to somebody or be with someone and start something and stay that long, right? But I would want to argue that in that time they fell out of love at a point and they both knew it, but then they did not admit it, and so then instead of letting go, they would rather drag it, and then before you know, it's 10 years and there's no marriage. And so I meet someone the next day and I'm like, yo, this is the person, this is who I've been waiting for, and a week or 2, 6 months we are married. It doesn't the fault does not necessarily have to be with the one who has moved on, but it has to do with both of you. Why were you not communicating? Why did you not realize that this person has checked out of this relationship so you could advise yourself as well? If you did see it and the person kept telling you that, no, babe, you were thinking it, why did you not stand your grounds? If we continue to use this and we would stay here, and then the men will keep getting married and leaving you people in the relationships. Sometimes you're even in the relationship by yourself. Sometimes it's just in your head that you think you're in a relationship. The person you think you're with does not even know that they're in a relationship with you. Your boo get another boo. You two, they call them boo. They play.
Streets here cold. Streets here
very cold.
Very cold. Yeah.
And the boys will show you shaggy.
Pro Max. Oh God.
Chrisiata will say nipa is shaggy. Mbema is shaggy.
Remember? Oh, Paimasu are wicked though.
Oh.
Women, when woman says she go do you,
no loud them. Some they don't know.
Hey, when woman says she go
so
do
sometimes
you,
they feel like let me be your gun, and they'll be carrying their shoulders.
It is so funny. It is so funny because all you need is one woman.
It's just like a prayerless person, and then a witch is looking at you and you say, amen. Like this one. Oh. The way you fire kata for somebody right now.
What funny.
Like they do hard guy.
Oh, wow.
But he's flashing. Can you imagine? Oh my God.
Anyway, so that is all I have for Word on the Street today. Don't let your long relationship say maybe by fire, by force, it has to end in marriage. If you feel like it is not right, it's best to call it quits. Cry now, cry small now, than cry big later. That's how I always say it. It's either you cry small now,
or you cry for the rest of your life.
Or you cry for the rest of your life. Like, the choice is really yours, honestly.
And see, ladies, let's wise up. When a man says, oh, we'll meet my parents, come and meet, some of them, their parents even know that you are not the it, but for whatever reasons why their child is with you, so they will say that, you know what, let's go with it. Oh, if you say she's part of the family, siblings, whatever. It doesn't mean jack at all. Wise up. Use your head. Use your head. When you fall in love, you forget your brain. You use just the heart. Then your heart to be pink, your chest to be.
And you know the one when you meet the boys squad and they start our wife. I hate hearing that thing there. Our wife. Don't ever call me our wife. I'm nobody.
And they are the ones who you cook and they'll come and eat too. They'll come and eat and say, you don't cook.
Our wife.
The one that is the real deal. She doesn't cook. She doesn't clean. She doesn't do anything. But your man, who you are literally worshipping, is worshipping her.
Hey.
Know your worth.
We talk about.
Don't say I didn't do anything.
A word to the wise. Is
it's
where
in the south.
Okay.
All right, so we'll be waiting for Jonathan to come at 5:15 with the sports update. If you're in a very long relationship, honestly, right now you don't see the direction for it. You should know by now that this is not what you signed up for. So wise up. and do the needful.
Yep.
Ask questions. And you see, the more you're asking questions, if the person is lying to you, you realize that their answers are inconsistent.
Yeah.
Then you notice the inconsistency.
Yep.
And at a point, they will let loose and tell you that, you know what, this is not even working. It's not because you're asking too much. It's because he can't hide it anymore. He's realized that you are onto him one way or the other.
Another thing too that we do as women, sometimes the men don't lie to us. So sometimes we lie to ourselves on behalf of the men.
We make excuses. Oh, maybe I'm overthinking it. Oh, maybe that's not what he means.
Oh, he loves me. He can never. Oh, I know him. I trust him. He could never. But he is. But he is.
They play.
Oh, well, they play. Yeah. So, yes, that is it. Let's be wise, especially now that the year is about to end, and especially now that the UK fake bloggers will be coming and